Hey guys, it's Elizabeth here from Gabriel Family Adventures, and today I'm going to go over how to pack for a cruise if you're a first timer, or if you're like us and you like to do this on a regular basis and you're trying to become more efficient with your packing. You'll have to excuse my voice. I'm getting over a cold because it's winter and we're going on our annual holiday cruise. We're actually going to be gone for 10 nights because we're going to spend a night on either end of our cruise in Miami because we don't want to run the risk of missing our flight or missing our cruise because of weather and stuff like that. So we're trying to bookend and be safe. And so the cruise itself is 8 nights. I'm trying to pack everything I need in one suitcase, keep it under 50 pounds, and it's hard to do because cruises, what makes them so great is that you have all these opportunities to get dressed up. There's fitness facilities, so you maybe want to bring some workout clothes. There's a lot of different things to think about when you're going on a cruise. And if you're like me and you have kids, you also have to try to think about those little guys and how to pack efficiently for them so that you can fit all of your suitcases in an Uber to the airport, or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to try to help you out to be efficient with your packing, and so here we go. Okay, so the first thing that I like to do is I like to make a list. I taught high school for over a decade. I'm a planner. I plan all things in life, and so I made a little packing list that I'll link to. I actually put it on my blog, so I'll link to that. You can just print it if you want. If not, it's fine, because it keeps me organized, keeps me focused, and helps hopefully prevent me from forgetting something really important. It always seems that I forget something anyways, which at least if you're going on a cruise, they have a lot of things you can buy on the boat or at a port stop. If you forgot toothpaste, it's not the end of the world, but it's a lot better to have your own stuff with you. All right, so let's get to packing. Now, the first thing on my packing list is toiletries, because you never want to, forget your deodorant. So what I always do is I treat Ziploc bags like they're my best friend, and I pack my toiletries separate from my children's. So I put my kids' toothpaste, toothbrushes here, and I always make sure to pack some medicine for the kids as well, and a thermometer, because without fail, someone seems to always get sick on vacation. This time it's me, but I always like to be a little extra prepared, and I know it takes up a lot of space, but my husband was a registered nurse for a long time, and so we are over prepared when it comes to this kind of stuff, and I highly recommend it because you don't want to be at a port stop trying to find a pharmacy or something like that, and if you're in a country that the main language is in English, it might be kind of difficult to read the instructions on the bottles if it's in, say, Spanish, for example. So we like to always keep that. And then for my toiletries, what I like to do is I like to leave my shampoo, my conditioner, and my body wash and body lotion at home. Because what's nice about a cruise is they have those in your stateroom. So whether you have a suite or an inside cabin, you always have the kind of basic amenities. And so I know it's not usually the same quality that you might be used to with your home shower products, but it saves you a lot of space. So just leave that stuff at home. Maybe bring your own face lotion, because you don't want to really be using body lotion for your face. And the last thing you want is to break out halfway through your vacation. So maybe bring your face lotion, which is what I usually do, and I try to keep everything in a small, efficient carry-on like this, or not carry-on, just a little plastic container like this. And so I usually go to Target and I'll get a little miniature deodorant, because those things are so small, and usually they get knocked around in your suitcase, and so they often break, so you don't really want to break a full-size deodorant anyways. And just remember the basic hygiene things. And what I also like to buy is the little bottle packages. They usually come with like 12 little bottles, different sizes. And so what I'll do is I'll put my hair products in some. I'll put my own little pharmacy. I always have a headache, not usually from wine, but just because traveling, and if you're on the boat, or if you tend to get a little seasick, just bring some things for yourself. I tend to like to also pack a little stomach soothing medicine, because I think it's a good idea when you're, eating out a lot. On a cruise ship, the food is often really delicious. And so we've sailed on Carnival, Princess, Royal Caribbean, and we've always had wonderful food. But the problem is that can lead to an upset stomach because it's just so rich. So I usually bring a little something to help with that as well, and I highly recommend it. As well as, extra toothpaste, my own toothbrush, things like that. So that all goes in there. And then in a separate plastic bag, which I reuse these plastic bags, go green, I'll put the sunscreen. And the reason for that is because years ago, I was traveling to Hawaii and I threw some sunscreen in that I had just bought from Target, and it still had the plastic around the top of it. And by the time I opened up my suitcase in Hawaii, somehow the plastic, it must have just been jostled around in some kind of crazy way, but the plastic had ripped off, and the sunscreen, the container was empty because it had sprayed all over my suitcase. And that was gross. So I always put these, the extra sunscreen. I have stuff for the kids, I have stuff for me in a plastic bag, and I kind of keep this over on the side just in case it blows. That's there for you. And then, of course, your makeup, and then your flat iron, all that good stuff. Now, when it comes to packing your clothes, couple things I recommend is, first thing, we're gonna be gone for 10 nights. If I was at home for 10 nights, I would probably exercise 9 of those 10 nights. I really like to exercise, it's part of my routine. But on vacation, I think even the most dedicated person can sometimes fall off. I always fall off. So what I decided to do is to pack 3 full exercise outfits, because every cruise ship has a full gym facility, and they're always wonderful, but you just might not get around to it every single day. But what I do is that I do have the best of intentions of exercising most days, so I will pack clothing that I can rinse out. It's not the most glamorous thing, but there's always a hanging cord that you can pull across in every stateroom. And so all of my tank tops are the kind of wicking material. I personally really like Lululemon. And my pants as well. And so they tend to, if you want to rinse them and wear them one more time, they don't tend to be as grimy as, sort of the full cotton stuff. So for 10 nights, I'm only bringing 3. And hopefully I at least exercise 3 times. We'll see. I also really got excited about being organized, and I got a reversible bathing suit. What? So this little sucker, I'm gonna pack this and just one other swimsuit that I'm gonna use, because I often pack 3 or 4 and I never use them because I always wear the ones that are the most comfortable. And then I love to also use packing cubes. And I use these for undergarments because it keeps them a little more discreet. There's my jammies. And so you can just throw those in your suitcase. They come in different sizes. I'm gonna end up putting all my toiletries in there. And now when it comes to the carry-on bag, this is a little tricky because when you've got kids, you've got stuff. So I've got the plain snacks, I've got the wipes that I use for absolutely everything. I've got the laptop charger. I also have the charger for my Apple Watch and my iPhone. And I love this little sucker because then it only needs 1 outlet. So if you don't have one of these, go get one. They're the best. For my kids, I'll download a new movie on 1 tablet. I don't want to bring more than 1. And so I have this cool splitter so that way they can watch a movie together. And I don't usually give them the tablet right away on the plane. I try to kill as much time as possible. And the way I do that is I always get them a little something, usually from the Target, $1 to $3 bin. So I'll give them one of these each on the way to our destination. I bought this because I thought it was so cute. And I thought we could play it using Hershey Kisses as their bingo markers, and then we could snack on them later. So I'll give them one of these on the way to our destination, and then I'll save one for the way home. So that way it'll kill a little bit of time. The other thing I like to do is I like to make sure that I pack a bunch of simple my husband calls it super boring, clothing items that I can interchange with other clothing items. So a lot of blues, whites, grays, things like that. I know that's not that exciting, but I'm trying to be efficient with my packing. And it's also because it's 8 nights, I have a bunch of dresses for the different formal nights. And so I want to pack those. And it's just really tricky to have everything if you need a new outfit for during the day and every single evening. It just gets to be a lot. So this is my whole mess. Oh, and this is my little beach bag that I got in Mexico a few years ago. And I'm gonna use that every day when we go out on our excursions so we can buy tacky souvenirs and things like that. So let's see if I can get all of this into this little suitcase. Notice the suitcase is not on the bed because suitcases are dirty, so I like to keep it on the floor. Okay, friends, so let's see if I can get everything packed in there efficiently and kind of organized, and let's see if it's under 50 pounds. Okay, so let's see if it's under 50 pounds. I feel good about it. So I'm just gonna put it on the scale. All right, so let's see. 41.4. I guess I could pack some more stuff. Last little tip before we head out on our cruise is that I am obsessed with these plastic cruise luggage tag holders. I'll put a link below. You can get them on Amazon. And what's awesome is that you can print out all of your deck information that they want you to print out and put on your suitcase. And then there's a little metal thingamajigger. And you put that on your suitcase so then it identifies it and you don't run the risk of it getting hit on something, so then they don't know where to put your suitcase, if it somehow gets ripped off, when they're taking it from the port onto the boat, and between, decks and things like that. So I absolutely love those. They're super duper cheap and I highly recommend them for your cruise. See you later.